The comic book sensation Stealing Solo is back with a brand new edition. The entire fandom menace painted like you've never seen us before, featuring a cover from Anna That Star Wars Girl. Back the comic, get the trading cards, wear the t-shirt, spread the word. Stealing Solo is back, and it's the Fandom Menace edition. Available only until May 2nd on Indiegogo.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
There is a line. On one side of that line is change. Change to things that don't need it. All wrapped up in the convenient package called progress. On the other side of that line is hypocrisy. On that side are the champions of progress, though their crusade is less noble. Theirs is a war of ideologies antithetical to entertainment. They want to pillage and plunder every property, making sure that it fits in line with their worldviews. Nothing is sacred. Until it's something they like. Then it's time to start a bitch fit. Today's gonna be fun. I get to call out all these people on their bullshit. For years, these thoughtful people have been clamoring for a black James Bond. Oh, he's so racist. I can't stand that horrid white man. He's the worst. Somebody do something. I can't do it by myself. Changing a famous character is nothing new. Back in 1984, Spider-Man ditched his classic red and blue costume for a sleek black one. Since 1969, multiple actors have played James Bond. Same with Batman. What I'm saying is, I'm cool with change when it's natural. We don't get a lot of natural change these days. We get a lot of emboldened assholes who want to tear down pop culture landmarks just because. They say entertainment is racist, they say it's sexist. Well, I say they're a little slow. But that's a topic for another day. Today's main topic is Miss Frizzle. Yes, her. For those who didn't grow up in the decade with the best kids' entertainment, the 90s, Miss Frizzle was the teacher from the Magic School Bus, which was an awesome show. Quick detour. The 90s was the decade that made education cool. It was the time they found the perfect blend of education and entertainment. Bill Nye the Science Guy, Beakman's World, the actually entertaining PBS lineup all found that perfect balance. Even the nerds in the 90s got time to shine, like Billy from the Power Rangers. The 90s was the last era where kids shows were treated with reverence. Batman the Animated Series, anyone? The Mary Sue puts out trash, but this trash was rather interesting. Let's take a look. Things we saw today. The internet is remembering how much we all hated Miss Frizzle's new look. When the Magic School Bus was rebooted a few years ago, there was a lot to be excited about. Kate McKinnon was cast to play Miss Frizzle. The theme song was to be performed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, but one thing viewers weren't too keen on was the entire visual style, which pretty much everyone agreed was lacking. The original soul, as the Washington Post put it at the time. Even though this all happened back in 2017, the internet is going through another round of remembering and rediscovering just how disappointing this aesthetic was, especially when it came to Miss Frizzle, the eccentric queer, according to our collective headcanon, icon. Headcanon doesn't really matter here. Moving on. Based on the replies and quote tweets from that statement, a whole lot of people are very distraught over the new look. There are also some legitimate deeper implications that are definitely worth examining here. Oh, they're pissed now. Still. Now, it's a bit extreme to call this decision homophobic. After all, both versions of Miss Frizzle are played by lesbians, Lily Tomlin and Kate McKinnon respectively. And that's all that's important about the frizz, right? No. The emotional outburst is nothing new from people on social media. They emotionally overreact to all sorts of things without consideration for facts. This tweet right here, though, I can't get over it. I don't know how to explain it, but the new Miss Frizzle is homophobic. No, she's not. This is so dumb that it hurts. But besides that, this is all sort of familiar. We can't go a few weeks without hearing about some classic cartoon character getting rebooted into the lovely Cal art style that we all love so much. Each time a classic cartoon adopts that aesthetic, fans complain. When they do, publications like, and including the Mary Sue, take the time to inform all of us children that we need to shut up and accept that it's not for you. Well, guess what, Mary Sue? You should have kept your words soft and sweet because now you gotta eat them. Over on Cinema Blend, a similarly useless article has popped up, and it's just a bunch of grown-ups bitching about a cartoon. Let's take a look. Magic School Bus fans are reflecting on the reboot, and they're especially mad about Miss Frizzle. The original Magic School Bus became a kids' cult classic for most of us 90s kids and babies out there. When the trailer for the Magic School Bus reboot graced our screens 3 years ago, the internet collectively freaked out, but not exactly in a good way. Fans are now re-experiencing those mad feelings about the reboot, especially when it comes to Netflix's handling of the new Miss Frizzle. The biggest faux pas for the fans regarding Netflix The Magic School Bus Rides Again series is the animation redesign. Instead of the hand-drawn and lively animation from the original, the reboot opts for a sleek computer-generated animation. Fans on Twitter are arguing that the reboot could have made some changes for the better. Seeing y'all dunk on Miss Frizzle just reminds me of how much potential the Magic School Bus reboot had. It was serviceable in every aspect. the visuals which killed its appeal on arrival. It depresses me because it could have been the one, but they had to oversimplify it. Here's another one. The Magic School Bus reboot just continuously reminds me of how much I hate modern animation and the corporate art style. Look what they did to Miss Frizzle! The Magic School Bus may have ruined Miss Frizzle, but they also managed to whitewash all the characters, including the white ones. Handling nostalgic properties can be tricky, and in the era of reboot announcements, this is something many studios are dealing with. Shows like the Magic School Bus are tied to countless childhoods, so its audience are going to be very particular when it comes to reimaginings. In fairness, creators ideally want to satisfy all viewers, but when reviewing something as beloved as this show, it's likely there will be a mixture of responses. One would hope that a reboot can strike balance that allows to appeal to viewers of all generations. I got one question. Why the fuck do people not talk like this about Star Wars? Star Wars wants to get rid of the old people because they're old, but now the Magic School Bus has to find a blend for everybody because you all of a sudden care about something. Fuck these people. Now that the shoe is on the other foot, now it's time for a major dose of I told you so. It's not only okay, but strongly recommended that when adapting a classic character, the identity politics of whatever stupid year it is must be thrust right into it as a shield from criticism, no matter its consent. Thundercats? They gotta suck. She-Ra? She what? You don't like it? Grow up, bigot. Remember these types of responses? It just goes to show you what hypocrites these people are. If it's something we like, it's time for a change. If it's something they like, oh my god, you're like literally Satan. How many of these goddamn articles are there clamoring for a black James Bond? It's all this manufactured interest that led us to Lashana Lynch being cast as the first black female 007. Who gives a shit? Halle Berry was a bigger deal in Die Another Day than she'll ever be, and that's on top of it being Die Another Day. Yikes. How many articles are there clamoring for Miles Morales to replace Peter Parker? Into the Spider-Verse, they scream! That's good because it's also the least successful Spider-Man film to date. Remember last year when these writers told us that it was time for Wolverine and Cyclops to be gay? Or a few years earlier when a sexist ruined Ghostbusters 2016? We are literally the worst. We're the reason all these terrible creative decisions got made. Again, now that the shoe is on the other foot, these people cannot take it. Remember when we heard the news about the black reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? These hypocrites lost their shit. Let's see what these racists had to say. No, I don't want a black Buffy reboot, and here's why. By Princess Weeks. When news broke over the weekend announcing that Joss Whedon was not only launching a Buffy reboot, but doing so with a black female lead, my reaction was a very heavy sigh. There was a time when this kind of news would have excited me in ways I can't even explain. Because you're an idiot. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of my favorite shows in spite of many things, but not only am I not interested in a reboot, but this move to make a black lead as reported by Deadline is just a bad move on multiple levels for me. Don't get me wrong. It's not inclusive casting that I'm objecting to. I want black women to get their own stories. Buffy Summers, as played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, was a rebooted character herself, improving upon the 1992 film that starred Kristy Swanson. And over the course of 7 seasons, that version of Buffy was the one that people have connected with and out of whom huge fandoms have grown. Sarah Michelle Gellar is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Any African-American actress who enters the role is forever going to be known as Black Buffy, and that's something I find frustrating. Unless original work from creators of color gets made, it'll never belong to that community. We'll never get to say Buffy the Vampire Slayer and not belong to Joss Whedon and Sarah Michelle Gellar first and foremost. And considering Joss Whedon and the way he wrote women of color and people of color in the past, it's not the best place to start. And in that regard, I can't be excited. I can't be excited because I can already imagine all the shit the actresses who plays Buffy will get. Because that's what happened when black actresses are given roles that used to belong to white characters. So when it's something a lot of people care about, it's time for change. When it's something these people care about, stop it, you're ruining my stuff! The double standard is real, and I don't need to use any creative language to get my point across. It's time to let these idiots stew in the stink that they brought on the world of pop culture. My favorite part of all of this is the misplaced rage. If these virtuous warriors of justice took just a moment instead of throwing a fit and pissing their pants, they'd realize that this homophobic Miss Frizzle isn't even the original one. 2 minutes of a Google search shows that this new Miss Frizzle is the sister of the original. If these reactionary dickheads spend as much time looking into their outrage instead of running to Twitter to look for attention, they'd realize that this is a non-issue. See, you're lucky. I too enjoy Miss Frizzle, so it's nice to know she'll remain sacred and her sister is a different character, blah blah blah. The original won't get ruined. That's good. Too bad most of us don't get that same loophole. Except for Jake Skywalker. That definitely wasn't Luke. It's safe to say that these people don't like a dose of their own medicine. After having countless reimaginings from these imagineless hacks be praised and lauded for their progressive nature, it's nice to watch the same people squirm. I do take great joy in watching them suffer, but I also take great joy in knowing that the original Miss Frizzle is safe, because she was awesome. Next to Mr. Feeney, she's the best teacher I never had. I hate the modern way of changing characters just because, but the Magic School Bus was awesome and should be preserved for future generations. It's not like they don't teach science these days. Oh. So folks, what do you think of this? All I really want to say is, haha, how does it fucking feel? It doesn't feel good. And for some reason, 4 years later, people are going on and on and on about this. Folks, you can never be told that you're stupid for complaining about Luke Skywalker and The Last Jedi. These people are complaining about Miss Frizzle, and it ain't even the same goddamn character. So, I don't even know what to say. But folks, thank you for watching. Before you go, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. We have it on good authority that both help. Also, while you're down there, pick up a copy of the comic book. You guys want entertainment made? You want new entertainment? Well, guess what? We're doing it. And by we, I mean myself. I had written and drawn the comic, and Anna, that Star Wars girl, has painted the cover, and it features the original Fandom Menace as you've never seen him before. So go click that link, get a copy of the book, get the trading cards, get the t-shirt, get the poster, get all of it. Get the Fandom Menace. This is a limited time offer, and you can only get it until May 2nd. And once it's gone, it's gone. So folks, thank you for watching. Spread the word, and remember, always be excellent to each other.